What's up, party people? It's Keys Dan with RadioWhat.com, DJLittleRock.com, coming to you live in a living color from the Radio What studios. And this is my podcast, What Makes You Famous? It's an extension of the RadioWhat.com internet radio station that I've been running for quite some time. And if you need DJ services, what do I always send you? DJLittleRock.com. One more time. DJLittleRock.com. Check availability and get a free price quote, and maybe you could have me at your next event. You know I like to party with the people. The people need to be entertained. Are you not entertained? Let me entertain you. Make your next thing a big one. Today on the program, speaking of entertainment, I got the Outsiders. Oh, you know the Outsiders. Cleveland's rock and roll. The Outsiders? Oh, no. Yes, it is that band from 1965, the 66 hit classic, Time Won't Let Me. I should stop singing now because it's all about them. They do it much better. That's the song that started it all. And you're going to get to hear what's going on with the Outsiders in the next few minutes. I got Ricky Biagiola and Jimmy Aschenbener. And I know I butchered their names, and I'll probably butcher it all through the podcast. But I'm so excited to be talking to the Outsiders. Yeah, Cleveland rocks. This week's shows. This week, my regular Friday night gig. I'll be at the Rab in Conway, Arkansas. The Video Dance Party Karaoke Jam. Yes, I said karaoke. You're the stars of the show. The stage is yours. You're the star at least for about 3 to 5 minutes, depending on what length the song is. They got a full bar. The kitchen's open. Pool tables. They got a pool tournament on Friday nights. So if you want to try your hand at playing pool and possibly make some money while you're doing it, I encourage you to come on out to the Rab, Conway, Arkansas. Hey, I'm going to play some stuff from the 60s this weekend. Yeah. Time won't let me. I got to stop singing. It's all about the Outsiders. And then on Saturday, I'll be, I have a wedding. So unless you're invited, you cannot come. But why do I mention it? Because I get to do weddings. It's my specialty. I remember Bill Paxton in Predator 2. He would say everything was his specialty. Oh, surveillance? That's my specialty. What, looking up license plates? That's my specialty. Well, I would say karaoke? That's my specialty. Video dance party? That's my specialty. Weddings? That's my specialty. All right, that's enough intro. I think I've embarrassed myself enough. Let's get into it with the Outsiders. Well, at least two of the Outsiders. I got Ricky Biagiola and Jimmy Aschenbener. Oh, my goodness. I'm going to keep butchering their names. I'm just going to say the Outsiders. I got them on Skype. And if you're listening to the audio version, I encourage you to check out the video version on my YouTube, youtube.com/user/KeysDan. Skyping the Outsiders now. One, check one. You got the headphones?
How's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I on?
There you are. What's up?
See, the silly red light was on. I don't know. I use tube amps, man. They got like an on switch and a volume knob, you know?
This technology, man, you know, I guess we've grown up seeing changes. You're slightly older than I am. I'm born in 69, so I guess I'm born in the 60s. My mom taught me a lot about the music that you came from. She gave me a good musical education, and I'm seeing and hearing that you're giving the young ones, the youth, a good musical education as well. Oh, Ricky B's in the house.
Oh, Ricky B.
The old timer is here.
Hey, if you flip that phone sideways, it'll fit in my broadcast software real nice.
Yeah. Okay, go like this. All right.
Okay.
Is he smarter than the machine? He could be.
No,
absolutely.
not me.
No. See, but now we can't see you at all.
He wants it painted black. It's been painted black. Hey, that's not one of your songs.
No, but I've played it about 1,800 times.
That's a contemporary of yours. I'd call them contemporaries.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm class of 86, so I often tell people I come from the 80s. I'm here to help, and I play a lot of music from the 80s. But people that graduated in the 60s.
Oh, sure.
I don't know. We're just in the middle of a podcast.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
people
I have
that
no
are
idea what's going on over there. That's the Biagiola residence. You don't know what goes on there, man.
well, I mean, Ricky B's
How's
adding
your
all that
background
flavor.
look? Are you
Yeah, that's fine. Oh, okay.
You want me to get you something to prop that up on?
No.
Yeah, let's-
I beg your pardon.
No, let me get you something.
Okay. Now,
Yeah.
how do I get the sound?
Let's get him something to prop that up on, whatever that
Yeah.
is. It's rock
You know,
and
we're
roll,
live,
baby.
Ricky, you know that, don't you? Okay, there you go. Hold on.
Oh my!
He does really well with technology normally. You just have one of those kind of days, I guess.
I believe it. I might cut some of this out, but I may not. It's possible.
You know what? Leave all of it. Just leave all of it.
It's good
And
flavor.
if there's any real large mistakes, we're just going to say this is Rick Storm from The Outsiders. See, that's what. It's our keyboard player. We pick on him whenever we
I
can.
can't get
you know.
myself back.
He's finding his way back. Find
I'm
your way
telling you.
back.
Oh Lord.
Find your way back.
What? Oh, there you go.
Anybody to see me?
No, that's okay. You don't have to.
Oh,
Hey, Ricky, we're live. You know that, don't you?
yeah, that's all right. Yeah, I
Here's
know.
my text. Let's see if I can.
My favorite podcasts are the ones where
you turn it sideways. And
I'm a fly on the wall, just listening to whatever.
Oh yeah.
And turn it back the way you have.
Hold on, I'm
let's
letting them know.
soak this in. Let's soak this in.
Okay, let's try again.
Okay, let's try again. He was doing so good earlier.
He was.
He does so well with technology. It's amazing. Both he and his lovely wife, Kay Lois. And just every now and again, we get these gremlins. That's what we call them. And
I heard about gremlins. They get into
yeah,
everything
like that.
since the
I'm telling you,
50s.
man.
I,
So
I don't want to get like racist, but I know gremlins come from a certain part of the world.
yeah, they do.
Before it goes.
Well, I tell you what, we're honored to be with you. I'm honored to be with you, and Ricky's trying to be honored to be with you.
Well, I mean, I even got his wife as a bonus, and that's nice.
Yeah. We like Lois. The jury's still out on Ricky.
Okay. Is Ricky secretly Superman? He's married to a Lois?
Yeah, he is. Honest to God, he
Don't
is.
smoke coffee while you're on.
I have, 18-year-old kids, and in all sincerity, will ask me, well, how did he learn how to play drums like that? That's a long time of being dedicated. It's a long time of playing the right thing. That's all.
No, I
you know,
see
that's a
myself.
long
I
time of
see that.
actually listening.
Does that
And
change?
they apparently didn't get my text, Daniel.
No.
Oh,
No, they did not.
gosh. That's okay. Well, that's okay. I guess. The digital editing software that you have, Daniel, will be working overtime, I assume.
Oh. My editing machine is broken.
Perfect. Well, then, this is just great.
I know how to splice, cut, and
I already
splice
learned,
tape.
I guess, but I don't know.
I'm
how to get it.
analog.
Remember cutting tape with a razor blade? And oh my God, I just aged myself, didn't I?
No, I'm reel to
That's
reel. I had to learn that in school when I was on radio school.
Yeah, I was actually going into broadcasting, and I had 2.5 years of training and worked at a AM radio station, and it was AM, but it's FM too now, called WGAR.
Wait,
And,
in Cleveland?
Yes, sir.
Stop slurping.
Whoa. Wait. Okay.
Yes.
I've never been. Well, I guess I've been through Ohio. I haven't really spent a lot of time there. But
Yeah.
from what I understand, it's not just a song. It's not just a saying. Cleveland does rock.
Oh yeah, absolutely. They were playing oldies back then. This is 81, 82. And I was a young man. And I remember carts, the old carts, for all the commercials and stuff and splicing stuff together. It was fun. And then they changed formats in the country, and there went the gig.
Well,
So
no, I
I'm
missed
a
the cart
chemist now,
machine.
so it's
I
good.
was really good with the cart machine. I worked at
Oh, yeah.
WVCG down in Coral Gables, Florida, down in Miami, and it was.
Wow.
This is still in the late 90s, early 2000s, and we had 4 cart machines. And for you, my listener, a cart machine is kind of like an 8-track tape. Look it
Yeah.
up. Okay.
But only 2-track stereo.
But only 2 tracks. Enough room to do a jingle, maybe a 30-second commercial, possibly a 3-minute song. Use carts.
Maybe.
And you can flip those around. I had 4 cart machines. Only 1 and 3 worked very well. Number 4 didn't work at all. And number 2 would work if you put a piece of cardboard in and kind of jammed it in there to get that thing working. Are you familiar with the cart machine?
Very much so, or they wouldn't queue up correctly. The jock would hit on, and it would be dead air. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I remember it all the time. And they never synced up right. So, but it's an honor to be here with you.
Well, I appreciate that so much.
Ricky, man.
Well, I mean, I had to drop his call because it just was getting to be too much. But I'm sure we'll get him back as soon as he figures it out.
I'm sure.
Let me see. Let me give him a call. Let me see if I can get him on the line.
Very good.
I have the ability.
Standing by, Daniel. Are you amazed? Look at what I got here, man. Either I'm Garth Brooks in the late 80s or I work at McDonald's now. I haven't figured that out yet. I'll hold. Please try to get a hold of Ricky.
It could be a little of both, Would you like fries with that?
Yeah. Hello. Thank you very much. Are you using the app today? Whatever that means.
That's a thing. My mom graduated 68. I'm born in 69. I graduated in 86, so I'm a child of the 80s. You're in the 60s. The music that you listened to in high school, whatever you graduated with, that's usually the music that you love forever and ever. Yeah, so what year did you graduate high school?
Are you going to laugh?
I'm gonna laugh, maybe.
1983. I'm the youngest outsider.
How did that happen?
This is so cool. What a great story to start with.
Please.
About 10 or 15 years ago, I met Ricky in passing. I was playing in a band called Back Pages here locally, and we were actually pretty busy. 15, 20 years ago. And also at that time, Tom King, who was the original guy who got the Outsiders together, was putting together his version of the Outsiders for that year. And I auditioned and things went well. And I was offered the position to play with him. And I had to turn it down because we had so much going on that I really couldn't commit. Well, fast forward to now. About 5 years ago, I was playing in a cover band with Ricky, and he was approached by actually a promoter saying, the Outsiders are doing really well. Why don't you, being the original drummer, why don't you get the Outsiders together? And lo and behold, I was blessed enough to be asked to join the Outsiders with Ricky. Number one, I've always been a fan. The second song I learned on the guitar was Time Won't Let Me, No Fooling.
No Fooling.
No Fooling. You know why? Because of that, that 12-string thing. I love the 12-string. You know why? Because it's 6 other strings that you can keep out of tune and the audience goes nuts.
Am I in this meeting?
Yes, you are. Hello.
Good.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ricky B, Outsiders. So good to see you. Now,
Welcome
can you turn your phone? So
the last time I tried that, I lost everything. So I'm not touching it.
I can get
give it a shot.
Lois will try to get the computer hooked up.
I think on the computer.
No, you're
Okay.
you're fine. That sounds pretty good.
But anyway, hi Dan.
Hi, Ricky Biagiola, blah, blah, blah,
If you ask Siri to mention his name, it says that Biagiola.
Biagiola. Oh man, I love it. I want to go have. I just had some pizza. Is that Italian? Is that racist? I don't know. I just don't know.
Italian? Is it
Not to me,
Italian?
it isn't.
Oh heck no, man.
Fantastic, man. Well, so good to have you. So tell me about the original the original incarnation of the Outsiders. I'm kind of stoked. I mean, I got some real live rock and rollers on the What Makes You Famous podcast. I mean, and the 60s, all right, the 50s kind of started the rock and roll ball rolling to me. But the 60s really got it flowing and grooving, and people were branching out into different types of rock and roll. But tell me about it. Tell me about living in the 60s and jamming to that music. Ricky B, man, tell me a story.
Oh, thanks. I try not to get too lengthy here, but I now that you mentioned, I was just writing down my thoughts from when things very early on started with me. And at age 13, I was taking drum lessons with a local drum player that actually was playing on the television on a local channel. Sunday mornings, he was on the polka show. But my tastes, of course, being young, 13 years old, were to rock and roll type music. So way back then, thinking of Joey D and the Starlighters, and oh my goodness, we grew up in the inner city, so we listened to a lot of the I guess I'm allowed to say black music stations, and that's where me and all my friends in the neighborhood got our influences from, singing a little doo-wop, and as kids, because we thought we were cool singing. But I picked up the idea about playing the drums, and the music then was not that complicated. In fact, we were playing our first get together was two guitars and me at an after prom in somebody's backyard. So, but it was all those guitar instrumentals. I can't even remember the performers. We did a song called Raunchy. We did a song called there's a couple of those surf songs, not Wipeout, but
like the Ventures,
Pipeline, those kind of things. So anyway, yeah, I got to where I liked it, and I was blessed that feeling to play and the ability to play that stuff came to me, and I went on from there. It was great. It was just great. And as we got older, we added out of the band, and we started playing in bars and teen dances, not just backyards anymore. And Battle of the Bands, we went through all that, and that was right about the time the British invasion started happening. So we would often have a Battle of the Bands at a high school dance with a long-haired mod type band, and we were inner city suede jackets and fedoras. So, but
let's get a timeline on that. When you were 15, what is this? 59, 60, 61? Where are you at?
15 years old. I don't want to make this my biography here, but I spent the year that I was 14 years old to 15 years old in Rome, Italy. My father had passed away. Who was an immigrant, first generation. I'm first generation American. My mother took us back to Italy to see our family, and I ended up going to an American school in Rome for the ninth grade. And when we came back after a whole year, I found that my band buddies had picked up a bass player, because we never had a bass, and they had already started playing in bars. So all through 11th and 12th grade, I was playing music and then getting up in the morning and going to high school. So it was quite a, how could I put it? Quite a journey, I guess, for me. I stayed busy. I was young. I had just learned how to drive when I came back to the States, and we were playing 10 to 2, just like the old days in the bars. And we get off at 2:00, throw the drums in the car, drive home, get up at 6:30 to catch the school bus.
Well, I do like to hear a little bit about the life story. People can go online, get on the YouTube, get on the Spotify, get on the Apple, and find the outsiders and find the music that you've been playing for years and years and years. But what people want is the origin story. You know, if you watch the Marvel movies, the DC movies, the superhero movies, how did they become the superhero? You spent time in Italy at a very formative time. Rome, in fact, a very ancient city. I'm hearing a lot of podcasts. I'm reading a lot of stuff about Rome, the ruins, even before the Mark Antony and Caesar and Augustus and Octavius and all the history, the rich history of Rome. You got to experience that for about a year. Did you gain any flavor, or was that, you were in an American school in an Italian city and you only got American history? Did you get any Roman history?
You know what, Dan? I had more relatives there than we had here in the States. So my mother, story after story, two of my mother's brothers were, I guess you'd call them, inducted to fight in Mussolini's army. Two other brothers were able to leave Italy, and they joined the army in the States. And but while we were there, yes, I went to an American school, but the summertime that we were off and the vacation times away from school, we would visit my family, my relatives. You seem to know quite a bit about the history. So I had relatives in Anzio, where the Anzio beachhead, where the landing was in Europe, and my relatives lived on the seashore. That was there. And my mother and father came up in two adjoining small villages around the central part of Rome, just outside of Rome, about an hour or so. But yeah, I learned how to speak enough. I learned how to speak enough to get around on the public transit and made some teenage friends while I was there, besides being in an American school. Yeah.
Fantastic, Ricky B. Did you get a chance to play any music? I know when I go traveling, the first thing I do is have something to eat. Sample the local cuisine, the food, but there's also the music, the art, people drawing things, people making things. Did you experience the music of Italy? Did that affect you at all? I like a good tarantella. Is that even Italian? I don't know, but I like a good Italian wedding,
It is. That was right about the time the Beatles were starting to become popular, and they were actually on the jukeboxes in Italy. But quite honestly, most of the music that I was exposed to was traditional Italian folk type music. I guess you'd say the teenage movement hadn't really taken off quite yet, but kids were listening to a lot of the British invasion music, and some of that, of course, influenced the younger Italian pop type singers. But no, I didn't have a chance to play that whole year that I was there.
Well, Ricky B, you just hit it spot on. You're listening. Overall, the older folks are listening to the traditional Italian music, but the Beatles are everywhere. The British invasion is everywhere. It was permeating. No matter, you couldn't get away from it. No matter where you were in the world. Here you are in Rome, Italy. And England is making its way down there, making its way to America, South America, Australia. It really was. Oh my God! And I only experienced. I'm a child of the '80s. I experienced the new wave, the second invasion. The Duran Duran and the like. And I got a little taste of what you got in the early '60s. But I've talked to my mother about it. She's a child of the '60s herself. But I like hearing where that music came from. There is a keyboard, a guitar, a singer, a backbeat, and then, like you said, maybe a bass, and a bass did come in. Maybe you didn't even need a bass. I mean, at that point, they were getting away from the stand-up bass and turning them sideways and making oh, look, I could turn it sideways and be like a guitarist. But and then this young whippersnapper Jimmy, he just shows up somewhere. When did you join the band? Was this in the 80s or the 90s? Where were they playing? And how many? Okay, Ricky, you're a founding member of the Outsiders. You were that guy singing that song. That got charted at number 5. And I know I'm just reading the bio. Time Won't Let Me. Before I get back to Jimmy, where did Time Won't Let Me come from?
Time Won't Let Me was composed by the leader of a local band called the Starfires. That was Tom King. He was the leader, and with his songwriting partner, they came up with Time Won't Let Me. And they kind of threw their money in a hat, pooled their money together. The Starfires recorded Time Won't Let Me. And as the story goes, one of the members of the band had a relative that was an attorney. This attorney knew a regional promotion man from Capitol Records. They usually had promotion men like a tri-state area that they covered. They went round and round and visit all the radio stations and say, here's our latest Capitol Records recording, new artist here, blah, blah. So anyway, the attorney talked the Capitol Records promotion man into listening to Time Won't Let Me as it was recorded by a local band. So they called each other on the phone. The lawyer said to the Capitol Records promotion man, here's the phone, listen to this record. And they held the phone receiver up to the speaker of the record player. And Capitol Records promotion man was just floored. He thought that was an instant hit. So, and as it turns out, he came to Cleveland, he spoke with Tom King in the band. One thing led to another. He got them signed to Capitol Records. That drummer was drafted into the military. Tom King called me because we had all local musicians knew of each other's reputations. And at that point, Capitol Records said, you got to change the name. The Starfires sounds like a 50s group. This is new music from the 60s. You guys are unknown. We got to change the name. Somebody along the way came up with the name The Outsiders. I've heard different stories about where it came from. But anyway, one thing led to another. I was invited to join the band, and that was the beginning of the touring, chasing the record around to different cities as it was catching on in different parts of the United States. So it started out, it was recorded as a local group at a local recording studio, and the rest of the Outsiders recordings were recorded at that very same local recording studio on 3 tracks. Wasn't it, Jimmy? 3 tracks?
Yeah, okay, 3 tracks. They could only overdub once.
Yeah, so we had
the most.
Half of the band, half the rhythm was all on 1 track. Yeah. The vocals were all on the other track, and then whatever else they added, the horns on some things, strings on some things. Yeah, so it was pretty minimal. But you know what, Dan? I guess I hate to sound corny about it, but it was pretty much a Cinderella story. It really was.
Well, kids, you're learning about how music was made before computers. It was all reel-to-reel, very analog, very magnetic tape. And sometimes all it took was a band to make that one hit to get them rolling, to get them started. And they would take that one hit and hand it to, well, maybe Jimmy Aschenbener, who was on the radio. Tell me about when you started on the radio, when, where, how. When did you start becoming a musician and getting off the radio, or was it simultaneous? Tell me all about it.
You know what? I actually started playing the guitar when I was 5 years old. God bless my mom and dad. I was the only musician. I'm the only musician in the entire Aschenbener family. Console radio I'm sure you remember these, Daniel, with the two speakers and, okay, some of them had the bar and, well, I would sit and I would play Paul Revere and the Raiders, the Outsiders, and the Beatles continuously, 24 hours a day, I was told. The Dave Clark 5, all these records, and which made for a very strange 4-year-old kid, I'm told. Well, to make a long story short, I'm a student of the music, Daniel. I've been a fan of this music since day one. And all of my writing is kind of geared towards that era. With some of the 2020 stuff included as well. And interestingly so, I need to bring this up. The new recordings, the new Outsiders recordings, those are done live. All 4 of us in the same room.
Yeah.
Maybe an overdub of an acoustic guitar for radio. Maybe a little tweak here and there, but that's it. I mean, we were, okay, I'm going to tell you, You and Me was done with minimum overdubs and mixed in 8 hours.
Right.
Okay. I've Got a Heart too was done in 6. Start to finish.
There
Master
are a lot.
in the hand.
There are a lot of movies that tell you, that give you little taste, little ideas of how music was recorded in the early days of recording. I guess we got the technology from the Germans. They brought all this good recording technology. We took it to a whole nother level. And when I say we, it's the royal we, because I had nothing to do with it. I wasn't there, but I'm so happy that you were there. I'm watching that movie, That Thing You Do, with Tom Hanks.
Oh, wow. Yeah, great movie.
Fantastic movie. Giving you a little taste. Going into a room, a church, something with good acoustics. You play all the music together. Everybody, it's not, the singer in a closet does her tracks. The guitarist does his tracks, which is fine. I've had great music made that way. People from all over the world that have been on this podcast. I have a guitarist in Australia, a drummer in the Middle East, a singer in England, and then there's somebody that puts it all together in the U.S. of A. And bam, we got a hit. But it's not like the analog, the warmth of being in the same room and on tape, on a reel-to-reel. It's got that feeling. I miss records. I do. I miss playing my 45s and my 12 inches and just, but your history, and you're bringing it now. You're teaching the kids. You're giving them a musical education. Strip it down. It doesn't have to be full. There's art that gets too full of color. Oh, if you put too much, just strip it back.
We've had conversations, Daniel, that it's not what you play, it's what you don't play that matters. And that's always been our philosophy. It's really easy to overplay, especially, I got this really killer guitar solo and wankety wank wank. And you know what? If it's not going to add to the song, it's really not going to help anybody out. And that's always been our philosophy. And, that was the Outsiders' philosophy way back, too. And that's why those records sounded like they do. It was, 4 to the floor, Uncle Ricky back there pounding away. And, that's what we do today. And, we're so excited. As you probably heard, we do have an opportunity with our friends at Big Records. Very excited about this opportunity. So we're hoping the tradition continues. With some new singles and some touring, that's going to be happening, and it's just exciting stuff, man. It's just fun. It's fun to do it. It's just fun to do it. And it's fun to be a part of a tradition.
We can only do so much on our own. You're in the fine stable of artists, and I said stable of artists. You're a racehorses. You're stallions, and you're ready to run. You keep running. And but the Big Records, Cindy Nini is the one that's been contacting me.
We love her. Cindy, we love you.
Oh, no kidding. There's
Wonderful
a lot of love
people
for Cindy, and she's been putting together all these podcasts for me and letting me let me, the selfish me, get to talk to the legendary you. And I'm talking to both of you. You are part of a musical a tradition, you know, that
Tradition.
oh my goodness, it just I'm giddy. Okay, when I told my wife that I was going to be talking to you, hey, you remember that song, Time Won't Let Me, Can't Wait Forever? And I sang it to her very poorly, and she goes, yeah, you don't sing very well, but I do know that song. I said, well, I'm going to go talk to them in the next few minutes. And she goes, cool. It's cool.
Well, tell her we said hello and thanks for remembering.
Well, she can't help it.
It's just, you know, it's a gas to be able to bring some more up front and keep the ball rolling. The new material, amazing. You know, as songwriters, Time Won't Let Me is a pretty high bar to reach. And, you know, when Ricky said, well, let's do a single, you know, second single, I was like, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And people have really taken to it. It's an honor.
Well, that's a thing, you know.
It's humbling, yeah.
People spend their whole lives to make that first album. You know, maybe they'll come together. Maybe they're a solo artist. Maybe they're a band. They've been working on this album for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years. And then, you know, maybe they get a hit out of it. Oh, cool. This hit came out of it. And the record company says, okay, I need another record in about a year, year and a half, or 2 years at the outside. Yeah. And I need it to be just as good or better. And you're like, wow, I had 10 years to work on that record. I got, it's the truth. 1 year, 1 year to write the songs, and then another maybe half a year to record the songs.
Yeah.
Okay, but
well, see, a half a year for the Outsiders is way too long. Yeah. I'm guessing we could probably knock on our album, I'd say like in a weekend, and probably go and have like a coffee when we were done. I mean, just because we're just so raring to go to begin with, and Ricky as the drummer, as the backbeat, as the very essence of what we do, man. How could you not be motivated, man?
Well, going back to that movie, That Thing You Do, it was the drummer that made that movie. You know, the singer songwriter had this ballad, doing that thing you do, and the backbeat came in and said, no, we need to get a faster tempo on there. Yeah, and he took it up to what, 100 on that. It was at what, 80, and he took it up to 100. Bow, 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 bow. Right?
It worked. What a great track that is, too. It is.
That's Fountains of Wayne did that track, and that
God bless that guy, man. He's no longer with us. That's Adam Swasher. I can't remember his last name, but he's no longer with us. I know that. Talented kid, man. What the heck?
Yeah, I had no idea that he was gone. My goodness, you just taught me something. As I know he did Stacy's mom, but no way. He's man. But
it's like one of the people that I remember playing with opening for here in Cleveland, a band called Material Issue. They were out of Chicago. Jim Ellison's no longer with us.
Wow.
And I'm like, what's going on here, man?
You're right. He had COVID. Yeah. He had COVID in 2020. He just died a couple years ago with this COVID. Adam Schlesinger. Wow. Yeah. Tragedy.
Isn't that crazy, man? So you enjoy it while you can, and you thank God that you have the perseverance to keep going, and you keep rocking like Dockin. Get it?
He is a radio man. I like that. I'm on the scene with Daddy Green.
Tune in next week where we'll play The Outsiders backwards, where Ricky will say, Jimmy, you're playing too loud. Jimmy, you're playing too loud. Jimmy, you're playing too loud. See, that's what it sounds like backwards. I'll have some more coffee, Danny. I'll be all right.
We're off to see the wizard. I like it. No, follow the Yellow Brick Road.
I'm telling you, man. It's just fun. It's just fun.
It is fun. My goodness. And if you can keep doing it after all these years, I mean, the Stones. I love the Stones. I can't believe they're still doing it after all these years.
Yeah.
Fred and Barney.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
Did I say Fred and Barney? Oh, those Stones.
Oh, you've just aged yourself again, young man.
Flintstones. All right, man. So,
Ooh.
all right. So you growing up in the '60s, and you growing up in the '80s, right? Really in the '70s.
Yeah.
But okay, tell me about when you first started. Jimmy Aschenbener. Okay, now these last names.
Aschenbener.
Aschenbener.
No, right.
Okay.
Hey, that's why everybody calls me Jimmy. My wife calls me James when she's upset with me, so it's cool.
Which is hardly ever, because you're a good dude.
Oh, never, because I'm such a good guy.
You are. You're an
you
angel.
bought another what? Guitar? Do we need any more? We need many more, love. My estate's gonna love me. No, I started writing songs when I was about 8. And the first song I ever wrote was called "The Beginning of the End," and I still remember like it was yesterday. And I'm always writing. Everybody laughs because like you'll have like little hunks of paper. I'm sitting at our kitchen actually our dining room table, and there's like little lines here and there, and that's what I do. A lot of cover bands. Had a couple of near misses with some label activity, and which was kind of cool. But you do the best you can with what you have. Let's put it that way.
Well, tell me about record labels, because record labels are hit and miss. Some people have a great time with record labels.
Well, I was in a situation where we had a developmental deal. Mm-hmm. Legally, I can't say the name of the label, but we had a developmental deal. And then the gentleman who was actually in charge of it was kind of told to go away. So that killed that. And then I had another situation where I've had brain surgery a couple times. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
I wish I was, but I'm fine. Except for the mornings I'm Elvis, I do pretty well.
Okay.
And when you are without hair and things ain't going so good, people aren't so quick to sign you anymore. So that also happened as well. But we don't relive in the past, man. We keep going in the future. And that's why, it's a blessing to be with the Outsiders, and everybody's enjoying the new material. And I work with some of the nicest guys on the planet. They are family, as are their wives. And I was kidding about Rick Storm, though. He's all right. He's all right. No. Great musicians. But, really. I'm the hack compared to these guys. I'm just the guy who comes with the skeleton of the song. But we enjoy each other's company, and people seem to enjoy it as well. And that's what matters. Is we're touching hearts. That's exactly it. Have you ever had a bad day and all of a sudden you hear a song that you really love and it makes things a little easier to deal with? That's the place where we want to be.
You're magical. And like I said, superheroes before, you are superheroes. You are able to maybe not leap tall buildings, but certainly change people's thoughts, people's minds. And this is something that you can do. I've said it before. I get so impressed with people like yourself that can write music, that can have an idea in their heads, put it down in thought. So what is the difference way back when, Ricky Biagiola, I'm butchering that name again, from recording back then?
Yeah, you did good.
To the way that you're recording right now. Is there reel-to-reel ever involved? No, never. Is there? You're all in the same room, which is great. All the mics are coming through one board, and you have an engineer. Or who's engineering? Is it a professional studio? Where are we recording stuff nowadays as opposed to yesteryear?
We by chance connected with a very small recording studio, probably within a half an hour from where we all live within an hour of each in Ohio. So we socialize, we can get together and rehearse easily. And I can't remember who suggested Audio Works Studio in Hinckley, Ohio, but there's only one room and a control room. So we that's where we did our initial track, and we ended up going back. He did the video for us for the second single, and we were pleased. And he is also a musician. He's a guitar player, and we connected with him on the same wavelength of what we were looking for, our look of the video, and he got it. And his suggestions 95% of the time were very helpful, and we used a lot of his ideas. But yeah, we all recorded in the same room. Somebody was in another room. I don't know if it was a lead guitar player. We don't really have a guitar solo song, but
my amp was in the other room.
Okay. But anyway, Dan, not to take away from the modern technology, but when we're able to play together and look at each other's faces, and I hate to say corny, but we can feel each other's wavelength, I guess. That's a lot more pathetic to what we're trying to do than a bass track along with a drum track, and then a guitar track, and then a keyboard track, and then one guy sings, and the background keyboard sings. So I guess we're doing peanut butter and jelly as opposed to a sub sandwich.
No, what you're doing is you're bringing the old with the new, okay? You're doing it old school with the recording style, but you're using new equipment. Yeah, you got the Apple computer, and
Yeah.
This portion of the podcast brought to you by Apple. Please give me some money and send some money to the Outsiders too. Thank you. Okay. No, but you got computers, you have the ability. Anybody with about $1,000 or so can get themselves a little recording studio at their house, at least good enough to make a demo. But you do need that studio that you're talking about. That's only a simple hour away from, within an hour away from all of you. That's convenient. They have a professional that's in there, a discerning ear. I've had music that, let's give it to the guitar player. He knows how to mix stuff. Well, guess what? It's all guitar. You'll hear the drums a little bit. You'll hear the bass. The singer will be, la, 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 la. But then the guitar riffs, you hear them right out front. Oh, yeah. Wow. But you have to have somebody the editor always makes the movie. You can give him all that material, but then that editor is the one that's cutting it up. That engineer is the one that's cutting it, and he has no real skin in the game. The only thing he wants is to make the best product for you. And I'm glad that you have somebody like that. That's fantastic.
We do.
Well, yeah. Our friend Eddie Temeko, I've known him through a friend of a friend. He's about the same age as I am. And when we walked in and did the first single called You and Me, Eddie kind of knew where we were going.
Right.
And it was the kind of thing you didn't have to talk about. And he knew what the Outsiders were about to begin with. We wanted, some horn blasts from then. We wanted that feel. We wanted that four to the floor. Okay, move your rear end, let's go type of thing. And then he did it with I've Got a Heart Too. And the only contribution I had, and I was being sarcastic on the video, I says, it would be really cool at the end to play the whole video for I've Got a Heart Too backwards. And he says, well, let's try that out. And I was stunned when he said, yeah, it worked pretty well. And, but it's just fun doing, and people like it. And that's, and Eddie also did train me to tune all the strings on the guitar. That helps out a lot. We've noticed that.
You still using the 12 string?
Of course I do.
Wow.
You know why? Because chicks dig it. No, I'm just kidding. They really don't. They have no idea. I am blessed with a whole bunch of old Rickenbacker 12 strings, and they just make sense, especially in this band. It's kind of hard to do them live because some of the lead work is, six stringer. I've got a double neck, but I don't want to talk about that. I love my Rickenbacker double neck, but boy, after an hour or so, it gets a little tenuous. So
yeah,
but,
well, it's not like Cheap Trick with his 5-neck guitar, But I do appreciate that. I appreciate the double. I appreciate the different types of guitars. I have no idea. I'm not a musician. I'm the guy that the musician hands the record to at the radio station and says, "Hey, could you take a listen to this and see if it fits your format?" Well, I'm happy to. And that is the symbiosis between musician and radio DJ or even club DJ. And I am a club DJ. And I'm a child of the 80s, so I appreciate that you made a music video. You put your beautiful faces right there.
I know.
On cellulose. Yeah, this is
scaring the kids, man.
This is for the kids. There's no cellulose out there. It's all digital.
It's all digital. But it worked out really, really well. And we were all kind of shocked when we saw it. I'm like, oh my God, this actually, we actually look like a bunch of rock guys. Who would have thunk?
Well, there was a time that, when video first really got big in the early 80s to the mid 90s, I guess, when MTV stopped playing music videos all the time.
Thank you.
Yeah, it was wonderful. It was a good time. But, artists were not really making music for the music. They were saying, what kind of music video can I make for this? And then writing a song around that. Is that a good way to tell a story? It is a way. Let's talk to the old school guy first. Ricky B, give me an idea. I mean, between the music and the video, do they hurt each other? Do they enhance each other?
No, but I think you're correct. I think the music was tailor made to the video. Of course, on one hand. On the other hand, how many videos have we seen that have nothing to do with the song? They don't make any sense. They don't pair together. They just, it could be a song about a romance story and they're showing a car racing track. So those kind of things don't interest me at all. But the video thing, when we do another video, all four of us have the same mind. It's going to be like a video of us enjoying each other's company. It's not going to tell a story. It's not going to show a cartoon or outer space planets or any of that. It's going to be us visiting with our families, enjoying each company, and the video doesn't have to really correspond with the music. It's more of a background. I think that everybody will agree that's kind of what we're after.
All right. I'm your video director. Jimmy, I want you to get in this car and jump it over that bridge. We're going to set you on fire. And then, Ricky, I'm going to have you in a tutu with a snake over your shoulders while you play this keyboard. Okay? Go. Action.
Yeah. You know what? That's the truth. I mean, some of those, I was thinking about even the Jam. Remember the band The Jam out of England? I really liked them a lot in the 80s. And they had some of the weirdest videos. I'm thinking, this had nothing to do with.
Right.
But then again, a lot of the songs that we remember back then that had a good video, you never hear them on the radio. You never hear any airplay from them now. No. Maybe the video, I've hit the rain's done. Men Without Hats, you can dance if you want to, or whatever they were. I don't know.
No.
But you never hear that on commercial radio now.
You got great videos. Aha, Take on Me, probably one of the greatest videos of all time. Mixing the cartoon with the story. Yeah. The girl falls in love with this cartoon. The cartoon boy, spoiler, becomes real. And then there's Herbie Hancock with Rocket. That video was like dolls and robots and
remember how goofy that was?
So crazy, but I do remember it, and I do remember.
Yes, we do.
Me being a very visual person, I do appreciate it because when I play music, I'll be at any show that I do. with my mobile DJ stuff is I'll put a video screen up and I'll play music videos while I'm playing the music, because it gives you an idea of who you are. And this weekend, when I'm playing the Outsiders on the video, they're going to go, oh, I remember that song. And then they'll go, hey, is that the same guys with a new song? Yeah, that's the same guys with a new song. That's my job, is to play your music and to make sure that you get heard.
Thank you, Daniel.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
It's a small little thing that I do, and the big thing is you took the time to make this music. I better be playing this music, because it's good, man. I did take the time to get on your YouTube, and you got some good stuff out there. And I know if people go to an Outsider show, which they should, if they're anywhere in the Cleveland area or beyond, I'm not sure how far. I'm not sure how far you're going to go.
We're working on that. Stay tuned.
Okay, but you're staying in Cleveland mostly. You're staying in the Cleveland area, and you're playing gigs. Where can people find you most of the time?
You know what? At this point in time, let's see. There's a couple things we're working on over in Columbus, Akron area right now, which is south of Cleveland. All these are south of Cleveland. And they're friends at Big Records and some contacts over there and a couple agents that we've been working with in the past for trying to get a little tour together and that type of thing. But, because we can hardly wait to get out. I mean, we're going to slam out a new single maybe, and they just go out and hit the road for a while. And that's the idea.
Well, the kids our age, they want to hear what you've been up to, what the Outsiders have been up to. Yes, they know Time Won't Let Me. Okay, it's been played. It's been played over and over and over. They know it. It's drilled in. It was in my head all day long. I've been humming it, all day long, knowing that I was going to be talking to you. But there's other songs. They're happy to hear what you've been up to. Now, Jimmy, are you writing all the songs now, or is it?
I actually come in with a skeleton. Yeah, the words, a chorus, and it is truly all four of us sit down and we hammer things out. As a writer, I'm my worst editor, if you will.
Absolutely.
But these guys look I've got a heart too. That tail end with the electric 12-string, like that lead up to the end, I would have never thought of that. Man, that was Ricky's idea. I mean, that type of thing. What key are we going to do it in? Well, let's do it higher, or let's do it here.
It's a collaboration for real.
Oh, absolutely. I come in with the, skeleton, and these guys, man, they just, they put the meat to it, is what I'm trying to say, and they really do.
It sounds like you have a good family going on. You have a good group of fellas that are getting together. And at some point, usually when the reason that bands break up is because you get older. You want to start a family. Your wives don't want you away for so long, but you're keeping it close to home, to where the wives, maybe the wives are telling you, okay, I've been with you long enough. Get out.
Yeah.
Go on. Go make
you got to go on the road now, man. I get that quite a bit.
You know what, Dan, the wives are lovingly referred to as the insiders.
Insiders.
They do get along, all four of them, just as we get along, the four of us. And they honestly do contribute a lot to. Yeah, they do. The workings of things when we're at a performance, or even the girls were in the recording studio with us, and we kind of count on their opinion of things. They are genuine critics as well.
In the over 20 years that I've been married to my wife, I think she's come to a handful of shows. I've done thousands of shows in that 20 years, and she's been to a handful. And she just recently started coming out to my Friday night shows, and they love her. In fact, she didn't come to any of them until recently, and they said, "Oh, you really are married? How about that?" They didn't know. But, do your wives come out? Do they have a little bench set up like the sportsmen, like the baseball guys? Okay, look, this is me talking sports. The sports ball, when their wives get out to the stands, do they have places to sit?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's always a place for the ladies. And they, sometimes they'll get involved in the merchandise. Venue. But they are very, they're very much, they're our eyes and ears.
Yeah.
And they're,
if they're not up front, they're in the wings.
Yeah.
Taking photographs, taking video, recording. And they're, like I said, that in particular, my wife Lois is most helpful. I refer to her as my wife / drum tech, because she helps me carry them in. She helps me set up, and if it happens to be a venue where our backline equipment is provided, she's with me. She's with me helping me adjust things and getting. So, and the same with with Sharon and Stacy.
Oh yeah,
and Kathy. They're involved, and we're glad of it.
Well, you're giving people gems, okay? When a band or any artist plays a gig, yeah, they're giving their all to that one gig, but they're also in the back of their mind, that one little percent in the back of their mind are thinking about how you get to the next gig, okay? Because the entertainment business, I've often said it, the money can be good, but the work is not steady. It's often a hustle. People got to get a day job, an insurance job, so they can afford the night job. But one thing that's very helpful, and you said your wives do it, they take pictures, they take video, they make sure that it's documented. Then you could put it on your YouTube, your Instagram, your TikTok. I don't know. Yeah. Whatever. But you put it out there.
Yeah, we do the talk tick. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, we do the talk tick.
I just recently got into it. My brother got me into it. He's got 150,000 followers. I got 12?
Wow.
Whatever. No big deal.
Yeah, I got 3.
Exactly.
It's my kids, and I think the wife just signed on, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah, but those 3, they are your fans. They're fanatic.
Oh, yeah.
They love you. It. No, but that's fantastic. It's good to have a fan club like that. But yes,
no, it is.
If you can get somebody who can take some video, make a little poster, it's a team. They're part of the team. Like Big Records is part of your team. Like Cindy Neely is part of your team.
Oh, yeah.
Your wives are part of your team. And the kids, you say you got a bunch of kids. What are they into? Are they into music as well? Are they going to start the band? Is it, the outsiders, the insiders?
They're in their late 20s and early 30s, and they're one lives in Chicago, and one lives down in Columbus. Now they both have guitars, and they're very proud, and they do play a little bit, but they're not the crazy old man like me who just you're going where? Okay, let's go. When we leave tomorrow morning, no problem. I'll see you there. You know what? It's what we do.
That's fantastic.
And we're honored to have our families and our wives very much a part of it too, because that's what makes it even sweeter. All the success in the world, it just makes it so much better when your family is a part of that too as well, and that's big time, man. That's what makes it even better. So.
Well, it sounds like in this pursuit of happiness, you've got it, man. You put a smile on my face just chit-chatting you for the past hour. Now, I do want to be mindful of your time. I don't want this to be the last time that we chat. I think people have got a little idea of where the Outsiders started and where the Outsiders are right now, and where you're heading is making more music, making more shows. Find you on the Outsiders website. I mean, what's the best way? Outsiderslive.com, is that the website to go to?
The Outsiders USA live.com, or on Facebook. We're also on MySpace. I'm kidding. No, we're not. I don't even know is that even around?
I'm still on MySpace. I got 11,000 friends, and I'm not giving it up.
I think I have no idea. But actually, if you search the Outsiders band, our website will come up, and Facebook and YouTube. We're on YouTube.
Wikipedia.
Wikipedia.
And we know Ricky Biagiola is going to be taking care of all of that social media. They're going to be sliding into his DMs, business only, and seeing if they can collaborate. But okay, are you going to be playing some live shows coming up? Is there anything set in stone right now that people can look forward to?
We are working on that. Right? Go ahead, Ricky.
Not set in stone.
Okay.
Things are pending with the upcoming festival season outdoors, that sort of thing. But as you can imagine, I really can't say what's tentative, what's pending, but we'll be around the country.
Well, I look forward to hearing more and learning more about you as time progresses. Okay, I usually, let's do some shout outs. If you want to give some shout outs to people that have helped you along the way as we wind this thing down, and then we'll do some last words and get on out of here. Ricky, go ahead and do some shout outs first, and then Jimmy do a few shout outs, and then we'll take this thing home.
And everybody on the Big Records team that have been so professional and helpful to us so far. Our wives, my Lois, Jimmy's wife, Stacy, Rob's wife, Sharon, Rick's wife, Kathy. My children will never hear this, but the guys in the band as well, we'll be seeing them very shortly. And we'll get back to work here on what we're trying to do best. Go ahead, Jim.
Absolutely. Okay, my turn. Joanne Barton, Hamilton Radio, Wixie1260online.com. Thank you all very, very much for playing the new singles. It's made it, I'm shocked by the numbers, let's put it that way. Thank you all. Thanks, family, friends, all acquaintances. Okay, thanks for Vox Amplifiers for being still tube. Thank you very much. And also thanks to you, Dan, for everything you do for us, too, as well. And our friends at Big Records. Let's get on the road, man.
Yeah.
All right. I usually finish things off with last words for the people. It could be words to live by, something you heard a long time ago, maybe a mantra that you wake up with every morning, or just whatever pops into your head at this moment in time. Jimmy, I'm going to let you have the first last words for the people. And then Ricky, you're going to get the last word. So Jimmy, give the last words for the people.
Last word is always be true to yourself and always be true to those around you. And if you love it, do it. Because at some point in time, you might look back and go, man, I love that. Why didn't I do it? Thank you all.
All right, Ricky. Now the last words for the people. Once again, I don't want this to be the last time that we talk. Let's do this again as time progresses. If you got a show to promote, I want to hear about it. Ricky, give the last words for the people.
I'm just going to say, Dan, have faith and have courage. If you're feeling things looking a little bleak, they will turn around with faith and courage. And thank you again, Dan. And we'll sign off.
Well, there you have it, party people. The Outsiders. Ricky Biagiola. Biagiola. That's it. I think I got it. Ricky Biagiola and Jimmy Aschenbener. I hope I said that right. What's in a name? Well, a name's important to people, okay? The Outsiders. Oh, you loved them then, you love them now. This is a timeless band, and get to see them. Yeah, look out for them, okay? Look for them on their website at theoutsidersusalive.com, and you'll find out where they're going to be playing in Cleveland and beyond, the surrounding areas, and maybe world tour, country, United States tour, world tour. Who knows? Just catch them. And, while you're waiting for them to tour at a town near you, make sure you find them online. Head over to theoutsidersusalive.com and find, they got music video after music video. All their past shows are on there. Their social media, they're on Facebook and Instagram mostly, but then they're on TikTok as well. So find out what kind of TikTok dancing they're doing on their Instagram. I want to see these boys dance. TikTok dancing. All right, party people. Thank you so much, Outsiders, for being on the What Makes You Famous podcast. That concludes this episode. Now, if you, yes, you, my loyal listener, if you'd like to tell your story, I encourage you to give me a call, 501-470-6386, or email keysdan@aol.com. That's it for me. It's keysdan, radiowhat.com, djlittlerock.com. Peace. I'm out of here.